Hello, guys, and welcome to this episode of the Limitless Landscapers podcast. I'm Paula Warman, the Landscapers coach and the host. And today I'm just talking you through the end of year checklist that I recently did based on the fact that we're going into a new year. It's a new year, new start, new opportunities, new focus, new goals. And I just thought it might be a bit helpful to share this with you. And you can grab yourself a copy as well. So, if this interests you about building your business for this year and beyond, let's go to the show. As the co-founders of the Landscaper Circle, we help you get more money, time, and freedom to become limitless through our experiences as fellow landscapers and our tried and tested methods. If you want help with your marketing, managing, or growing your business, you've definitely come to the right place. If you're a landscaper, garden designer, or supplier to the industry, then hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get back to the show. Welcome, guys. Hi, it's the new year. It's January the 8th as I'm recording this. It is a little bit later than planned. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's because this week has been the first week that we have been back trying to get back into routine with school, with football, with every other commitment in place, particularly the gym and getting the house on the market. So things have been busy and I've kind of felt so tired after what was a really busy Christmas period and also quite overwhelmed with the prospect of 2026. So I don't know if any of you feel that way. Let me know. Email me, Paula at thelandscaperscoach.co.uk. Because I do feel really quite excited for 2026, but I also feel really quite scared as well. As you know, we've got some big goals, big life plans, and it seems so big and scary, but it also seems super exciting. So I'm a mix between overwhelmed and also really excited to just get on. But it just means that this week has been a really weird week. I don't know if you guys have found it as well. I think also the weather, we had snow down south, very rarely happens. Had snow, so that stopped play. Mike hasn't gone back to work yet. He's planning to go back on Monday because we've just had snow and heavy rain. And it's just been a bit weird this week. Next week we'll be fully back. So this is the first chance I've had to record a podcast because I just have not felt it. And I don't know about you, but when you're not feeling something, I don't want to just create content for no reason. I want to do these podcasts to help you guys and so you get the most out of it as well. So I decided that I would take my own advice and complete the end of year checklist for landscapers that I created just before Christmas. I sent it out to clients and anyone else who had requested a copy. And I thought, I'm going to actually sit down and ask myself some of the questions. And I thought I would share it with you so that if you are thinking, actually, I feel a bit weird, I'm not fully planned, I'm not fully ready to go into 2026. This might be a good starting place. It's not difficult. It's not going to take hours of your time. I think it took me about 15 minutes just to complete and to start myself thinking of the next steps for 2026 for my business and beyond, really. And what it encourages you to do first is kind of reflect and learn about 2025. So it kind of made me think about what did I learn from 2025? And I kind of just got an A4 piece of paper. Look, just show you. I know it's a bit blurry because I've blurred my background, but essentially just got an A4 bit of paper and looked at the questions and started answering them. I didn't have to think too much, and neither should you because it's your business and you are fully immersed in your business. But it might just give you a good start point for planning and goal setting for 2026, hence why I encouraged all my clients to do this. But essentially it was asking things like identifying where your most profitable jobs are, who your best customers are, what services have been the most profitable, what you've enjoyed, what you haven't enjoyed, that sort of thing. And what I really wanted to focus on for myself, because obviously I have multiple businesses, is what I really wanted more of in 2026. And the fact is that the things that came out were family time, more freedom, more experiences, more learning, and things that I don't want to repeat, interestingly, is boring content. Just tell me if you're finding this boring, because that'd be interesting. And negative growth. So anything that's growing in a negative way, I just want positivity and positive growth and moving forward. I identified my good clients, both in this business and my landscaping business. I identified the services I want to do, and ideally how many days a week I want to work, what job types I wanted, what services I wanted more of, what I didn't want to work on anymore, how much time off I wanted. Now, the key thing for me is I want to be able to work for myself and have time off whenever I deem fit. I don't ever want to have to answer to anybody else. Maybe that's your goal, in which case, have a think about that. Something that I really liked from the checklist was completing the sentence: in 2026 I want my business to feel, and then you fill in the blanks. And I really want my business or businesses to feel easy, profitable, and successful. Now, that could look like anything. It will be something different to you than it is to me. The key word there is easy. I don't want it to be a struggle, and I don't want it to feel like an uphill sort of struggle. I don't want it to feel difficult and hard. Yes, you're going to have hard patches, but I don't want it to feel like that all of the time. I would like to say that it feels easy to achieve success and profit in business. And success to me is being able to work around the family, being able to work remotely, being able to have the money available to create the life I want. It's being able to have that family time. So think about what successful means to you. It doesn't always mean a multi-million-pound business. It doesn't have to mean a huge business. It could just be a business that gives you all of those things that you want. So in the checklist as well, what I also found very helpful is that it encourages you to set 3 goals: one financial, one lifestyle or time based, and one systems or processes. And I have a financial goal because I need X amount of money in the bank to be able to move to Thailand. I also need X amount of money coming in order to fund said life in Thailand. So I have very clear financial goals. Now, that's just personally. And then from there, I can build the businesses to suit. The lifestyle is more family time, more time spent with the family rather than chained to a computer outside, basically being a slave to the client and the weather. And systems is creating a budget. That's really important, not just a cash flow. See, cash flow is what I always tell people to do and what I do myself, but also a budget for personal budgeting, and also a daily system that will allow me to start achieving my goals. And maybe that's a daily ritual, such as getting up half an hour earlier, reflecting on the day, like what set my intentions, remind myself of the goals, read my goals. So have your goals written out so that you're looking at them all of the time. I have mine set up on my notes section on my phone, and I have affirmations there, and I have my goals there of what I want to achieve this year, and I read them every single day. I just make it a habit. And if I need to remind myself, I set a timer, as in set a reminder on my phone as well, to remind myself of these things, because the things that you focus on will happen, but things that you don't focus on won't happen. So essentially, you've got to shift your focus. And whether that means utilizing notes on your phone, reminders on your phone, emailing yourself, having your goals as your screensaver, having a vision board if you want to go that far. All of these things are good because it's just cementing your plans and your vision front and center of mind every single day. And that's what you've got to do if you want to achieve the goal. It's all about changing your mindset. Mindset is everything. I know some people think that's a bit woo, but it's so true. If you are in the correct mindset, you can do everything that you want and achieve anything you want, because actually, once you change your mindset, taking the action you need to achieve the goals you want to achieve becomes a hell of a lot easier. And I think it all begins with this basic questioning of yourself, reflection, and setting some clear goals. I then looked at price increases as well, and things like that, and have a look. If you want a copy of the checklist, do send me an email, Paula at thelandscaperscoach.co.uk, and I'll send it to you, because it was just a great starting point for me to actually really reflect on where I want to be. And I kind of have written myself a kind of like mind map and plan of what is important to me. And I think for me, it's looking at online revenue, however that pans out. So looking at different opportunities, taking the opportunities that present themselves, traveling often. That's a massive thing for me, and it will be a massive change in life. Keeping ourselves as a very tight-knit family, so trying to reduce the external pressures and the external things that can pull a family apart. I'm really focusing on fitness. Competitive bodybuilding is still there, and it's still a goal for 2026. Obviously, moving, volunteering, I'd really like to do some of that, and also homeschooling. So that they're sort of my 6 pots that I'm looking at for 2026 and how I can make that happen. Now, like I say, you do need to take action. You can't just write down your goals and think about it, but you do need to take some action, and that then needs to be structured action and maybe small baby steps to start you off. But it's really, really important that you spend some time goal setting in your business. I don't think enough of us do this. I think we just go into the next year thinking, oh, it's fine. I know what I want to achieve. I want to make £1 million business. I want to grow the teams. I want to double the teams. I want to improve the profit. But we don't really sit down and think about, well, what do we actually like? What happened last year? We tend to forget about last year and go, do you know what? Let's just move on. It's 2026 now. But actually, what was good about last year? What could we do more of that would improve the business and achieve the goals that you want to achieve? What is actually important to you? What is your why? For me, family time and freedom is massively up there now. I don't want to be in the system that requires you to work 9 till 5 and put your kids in what is daycare all day and be apart from them. So in order to pull out of the system, there needs to be major changes, which is just pure bravery and planning on our part. So you need to think about what you truly want more of. Do you like the idea of a huge business, but actually, what does that look like to you in your life? Because what you think it will be and what it brings might not be the same thing. And trust me, I've been there. I've built a larger business. I've had a smaller business. Each brings its pros and cons, not always how you envisage it to be. And I think you need to really make sure that you have your goals front and center all the time. At the moment, I have a timeline. I have 7 months to pack up and move halfway across the world. So I have a timeline in my head. I've already checked out of the UK as a place to live. Like, it's weird. I think the mindset has already changed. So I already see myself living somewhere else. I already see the kids out of school and how that's going to look. And now it's just about creating an action plan to get there. Now, what can help with this is I've been speaking to lots of different people that can help me and advise me, who maybe have more experience in these things, coaches, and all sorts. So, what I suggest to you is if you want help creating your action plan for your business for 2026, then I am here to help with that. We can create a plan and have a look at your goals, see how they feel, because it's not just about what they are, it's about how they feel to you. Because sometimes, and I've been guilty of this in the past, is I have set some goals that I think I should set because that's what everyone's doing, but actually I didn't feel right for me, and funnily enough I didn't achieve them. So the only time when I've achieved goals is when I actually feel that they are right, and I am 100% committed. And then of course, once you fully affirm that, then it's taken the action steps to get there. So that's the podcast this week, really. I really want you guys to achieve more in 2026, whatever that more is. I want you to achieve change if that's what you want to do. And I would love to help you on your journey. So do get in touch if you want the checklist, or if you want to book a discovery call with me, Paula at thelandscaperscoach.co.uk. And I will see you in a couple of weeks on the next episode of the Limitless Landscapes podcast. Bye.